we won't be using as well at the moment. So once we created the project, so you'll get something like this. Mm. And then we can upload the drawings for the particular project. Our because our file name is a project location station project location date and time. If you notice our file name for our files, so this creation is based on entirely on the file name itself, which is the unique ID. So for this project, EGC its location is 6SD, which will do a new location. Then of course this will be 6SD, which already is created. Followed by the station, which is also I need to select first. So the station with the file name is VM1011, which we also can create as well. So we indicate here as well. Like I did mention in the project, there can be multiple different, meaning that there can be another VM called 12, and then we'll just add the project. Sorry. So after this this whole thing from the project location station, this is taken from the file name. The sensors are inside the file, which you actually, if you open up our data file, you will see all this inside. These are the different sensors that we have inside our data file.
Yes.
This is automatically uploaded when we upload one template file into the system. So from here, we can select, like I say, this has to be editable by the admin because sometimes along the project, the alert level changes. This will reflect on the graphing. So far, okay, right?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, then followed by whatever you see here is actually in totally inside the data file, which is editable. These are the display value, which will be shown on the graphing, and then the units for the values. So if I were to go into as a viewer, to view the data, I can select whatever I want to see. So if I want to click on PVS, this is what we should see. This is the alert level which I mentioned earlier, 3 and 5, which can customize.
Okay, so this is basically just the straight line, right? Alert level.
Yes, the alert level is a
Okay.
straight line.
It is always a straight line. There is
Yeah.
a four warning line. We'll call it simple for every one of us. It's a warning line. So the warning there has four value, upper value and lower value, two of each.
Mm.
So
As you
what
can
we
see,
went wrong on our graph, this is was presented wrongly because our warning line was not a straight line.
and then if you
Okay,
were to
okay.
mouse over, you can see the values as well as the date and time.
Yes, yes. In our system, the lines are not straight.
Yes, this line is not straight. Yeah. So it shouldn't be that presentation. So the presentation is wrong here. So you can see what's going on here. I think Jennifer will run through this.
So if I were to see the rest that I want to see is selectable.
Yeah.
This PPV is actually a same sensor, but it's just that in 3 different directions. So sometimes the client will want to do a comparison between the X and Y. Then they will see 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have a comparison, you see.
So
Do you want to?
So just to add on what we did wrong, I think the presentation that we have, our data value, right, does not have different value. Did not show the different value because we show one chunk of everything. So that is actually wrong. You can see in this particular station that Jennifer is showing, you can see there are actually different value, right? For the
So
different.
this is only one portion of
Yes, this is just one portion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was given to us also is actually about one project, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, it's one project, but there is different portion. Like if I were to go back
Right. So
on
that
the
you can select
census.
different. Yeah. So, but in terms of one station, right, it was not presented properly. So there wasn't a value. So we have a whole lot of value that collapse into each other. So you couldn't see the trend at all for the that's as what Jennifer now is presenting. You can see that the data is presented quite clearly, all right, on the value itself. So when we understand, I think when we're doing this, we have the understanding that the value was the same, but in fact it's not. The value is not the same.
So if you can see that in my Excel sheet, right, I did mention that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be 5 different graphs because this is on its own. If you were to see, this PVS is on its own display. I did mention this tree is one set. PPV, 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 acceleration, 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 displacement, 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 and frequency. Only these fields are in the 3-directional axle. Only PVS is not. It's a solo one graph. Yeah, understand right so far.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
graph
the
is
basic,
showing,
yeah, the classification of the different sensor, I think Jennifer has just explained. So you can see that there's actually different set of sensors here. The additional filters that she need is actually the period and time, right? From different selection,
Correct.
from beginning date to ending date, you need to have a selection so they can present the graph according to the date stamp.
And then there should be like a date range.
Yeah,
I mean, like a calendar date range to select when to when, you see.
The selection has to be filtered according to the date selection. As I think the earlier, the clear listing, there's actually a date and time indication. Also, that one is very important. Also, that differentiate how many datas are coming in. So every single line of data, right, there is a date in the raw data sets.
This like if it's a date range, you see, you can see everything. But however, because this graph is not done correctly, that's why the values that is on top we cannot see. You see.
Samit, could you please give your input on this?
okay, so the graph what we are showing currently, is based on the value of the position. So can you go on the another like previous page? There was a like sensor table.
Sorry.
Can you go to that sensor table presentation you were showing previously, right?
You mean the sensors?
Yeah,
The listing, yeah. I think,
listing of
Oh, okay.
sensors. Yeah.
yeah, the
Mhm.
listing of the sensors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so currently the graph that is being displayed in our system
Mm-hmm.
is based on the value of this position, right? So we have this heading E, N, and RL and AL, right? So so the graph is based on this position. So I think like
No, no,
that
no,
is
no.
the wrong, right?
This
Yeah.
positioning, right? ENRL is the coordinates on the map. It's not the positioning on the graph.
Yeah.
This is
This part
coordinates.
is wrong. Yeah. Yeah.
This is coordinates for the mapping. You
So I'm still
actually
kind
can
of
ignore. You can actually ignore this.
okay, okay, I got that. But actually, I'm still kind of confused how those values are coming. So can you please once again go back to that graph that you
Okay.
were representing
What
as
is
a
the
below?
graph? Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's say we have this value 2.5 and then 3.5, let's say, or so 3.4, let's say. And like these values are coming from actually where? Are
From
these
the
in the
data
file
file.
itself?
Yeah, in the data file.
Uh, Let
Oh,
me see
okay,
the
let me
head file.
show you one data file then. Hold on.
Okay.
I should have one. Mm. The
Samit, do you have any actually on what was presented so far? Are you having a better impression really on what went wrong?
Actually, I think all this graph concept is wrong on our side because we were showing those position and alert level, right? So alert
Mm,
level is just like one value that going to be same for the all, let's say.
I see.
So I think that can be put same in the all file. That won't be the issue.
Okay.
Beside that, like these let's say this value, right? 2.5 and then this 3.4. Yeah. So we have the graph which shows the lines according to those position value, like 3,000, 1,000. Like we were showing from those data. So I think
Mm,
that part is wrong.
yeah. So I assume that also. So now I think with this presentation is clearer for you now. As you can see, the sensor itself, you can see on the left of this screen, right? Of the screen, you can see the sensor, the one that we have been
Yes.
looking at, the XYZ, and whether it's a VM or all those, right? Is actually the different sensor, all right? The different number of data is actually the date range.
Okay.
So very important. The date range is important also, right? Based on the file name, and the classification is the file name itself. So those part actually we are done already. I think those we are very clear. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So
if you
being shown the
okay,
yeah. The
this
value.
is one of our data file which actually I did send out into the chat. The readings are inside. You see, like PVS, the reading is here.
Okay, so 9.19 will be the reading.
Mm.
So, and then this 2 and 3 are the alert level.
See at 15, yeah, 9.19. You see?
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So for this is PVS. So it is at for this. This is 1508. So it's 9.190. Okay, I think he exceeded. The values are here. For respective. This is the alert level. This is the data value.
Okay, okay, I got this part.
Hmm.
So it's displaying these values. So for, okay, 9 is too hard to see. Y is 2.78. So if I were to just see Y, mm, 2.78. At the timing of 150825. You see the file name 150825. 2.7. Yeah. That's why I say if we look at our file name, the station, which is I mentioned, and then the project, followed by the location, and then the date and the timer. Then these are the sensors that is inside. If I were to have another station like VM1012, you will have another set of this. It's identical. It's just that the
So,
naming here instead will be 12121212 with different values, different, that's all. But the format will still be the same.
and those project and location and this sensor should be automatically created, right? While uploading the file, or let's say while reading the file,
In
or
this,
we
the data file will only for us for this current system, you have to create the administrator have to create the project first before the file can flow in.
okay.
Because you need to indicate on, of course, after that we will cover on this under the manage, we have a managed user. Managed user. This is where we add the web viewers, like the clients, whoever is going to view on this project.
This one is done. I think we have done this one correctly. I think what
And then but you must be able to match to that particular project, because not all users view everybody's project.
yeah. So for us,
Yeah.
actually, what we have done so far is the location, right? If I'm not wrong, Samit, we have the location that is tied to the user.
And it has to be the project.
I think yes. Even I forgot now. Like
Yeah, I think what we did was the location we tied to the user. So because the user can only see based on the location value.
And for us is, if you were to notice this, we create a new user, But first, there is different layers. We have an administrator user, and then the web user on different level of the tier. So as usual, the name and all this thing, then the username and password. Then after that, we'll come back to the manage project.
Yeah, we have a two-tier on this one, right? Is it a client and admin only? We don't have the other tier already.
Yeah. Client
Yes.
and me, I'm
We
fine
only
with
have
it.
two-tier here. Yeah, either the admin or the client.
Yeah.
So
So
there's
for
no,
this
there's no additional.
particular project, if I were to add, I want this user to come into this particular project and the location. Come to this user, we do a choose the user. So we just select whoever that, we just add in,
Yeah.
you just add them inside here.
Yeah, remember this was also done. We can set some.
Then they will reflect on
Yeah.
which are the users that is pertaining to this project only.
Yes,
But the administrator will still have the overall of everything.
correct.
Yeah.
I think the part is done already. So, Samit, I think it's just the interpretation of the data itself. I think if you are clear, then we are all good now. I think most of the things within the data sets, I think we have presented already. It's just, I think, how to do the proper linkage with the right value is something that we are missing from here. So, yeah, very important. You need to be clear on that. If you are clear, then I think we are all good.
Actually, while looking this seems like even our like project creation part is also wrong. Like, so project is created manually, right? So what we are doing now is when we upload this sorted file, suppose, then this will automatically create project and sensor data, right?
Yeah, correct.
Uh,
Based on the file name, I think that is what we have been creating so far. Based on the file name, we create a project itself.
yeah, even
Correct,
that
because we
part
only have.
also seems to be
I think the
wrong.
demo data only give us one location. I think that's how.
One project at one location only.
Yeah, correct. So we only have that when we were creating the application. So now that we have integrated other data, it actually confused because the other value, other data, the other location per se, right, or the other sensor itself based on different date, they may have the same value. So that's where all the crashing comes together.
Okay, so one project will have one location and one, like let's say one project will have, let's say 13 sensor data, right? So it has to be it has to be on that flow.
Correct. So we
Actually
have
this
to read
flow
it.
is also wrong in our part.
Yes,
I guess.
that's right.
The thing is,
what I meant.
one project can have multiple location. You can have like different location, and inside different location, you can have different sensors. But the project is a main, is an overall main.
You can see, okay.
That's why when we have an overview, we
link
have different
back
projects.
to the yes, correct. You can see, Samit, you see the project overview. That's how they classify in this. Right, very important. We need to classify that also, and very importantly, the date and time. Right, that would basically tell the database the categorization of this data, the single line data that we are talking about. Right, you can see one single line data, right? The data source, the raw data itself has many value inside, many different information really. This is just one. You can see this is just one line of a data, a single line data. In my interpretation is one single line data. So the value according to this raw data, single line of data, there's many, right? We need to actually, I think what we did wrong is this part. Because when we start this, we only have one value, one single line of data, not the others. So when we were gathering all the different data together, that's where all the confusion come about.
That was because like we were using this position value, like
Correct.
3,000.
Right. You're right already. Yeah, you understand it properly already. So that's the reason
Yeah.
why it was wrong. Yeah, when we created.
Yeah, this part was wrong, and can you again like explain me like relation between location and the sensor? Like I understood the like relation between project and the sensor. So what will be the relation between locations and the sensor?
Location and sensor.
Yeah.
The location is based on whatever that we have indicate on the file name.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Maybe
if
Jennifer, you can
it's
click-
like
you
for
can close this window and
example,
show the location on the tab itself. You
okay,
have the
hold
location.
on. Okay, location. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the difference in value, right?
So
Samit?
this one we can have difference.
Yeah, and this
right?
one is, yeah, she can actually admin. What she's trying to do is she can admin this data, but the raw data will give also. And before all this is ready, right? She has to create. You have to create, right, Jennifer?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has
So
to
that it will
create.
flow in
Yeah, but
based on
the
the
information is coming from the raw data itself because all the data has a file name.
yes, correct.
You get what she's trying to do because the file name is the reference how they differentiate the different raw data.
Okay, I can give you another example. Hold on. Give me a moment. I need to find the data sample. This is quite old already.
Bimpin, are you clear?
I think this is too much technical for me, but I I guess Sami will make me understand after this meeting more clearly.
Okay, now I open. This is okay. If you were to see, oh, okay, baby, not so much. This is another project. You see, the station is called VM1001. JCE is the project name, and this is the location 20cc, followed by the date and time. The format inside is the same. It's just that how we characterize the unique ID, which is actually here.
Okay.
So for here, it will be JCE, like this. The project name for this particular project will be called JCE.
Yeah. So Samit, on this part, right, you can see that we have not done this part because the project info, right, we don't have a differentiator factor also. You can see.
Then followed by the location, you can see is 20cc.
Yeah, because the original data that we have is only one, like I say again, is actually a single file, right? We base on a single file to create. So when the file name has different name, that is the thing that differentiate. You see, but we do not have a system to differentiate the file name.
Yes.
Yeah. So we only have the ability to edit the different file name and information. We have created the different file name structure already. So the structure is being created. It's just that we do not have something to determine the different file name, right, coming into the system. So when the data comes in with a different file name, we are not able to filter that into the system. That is also one thing that is missing.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you can see it's just two things that is missing from our system. That's about it. I think the rest we have done correctly.
So actually, in fact,
Still, how
one
files should be read, right? How files should be like upload, like we are not manually uploading the file, right? So how like files will be read also, this part also like left
Yeah, so the
outside.
correct. So the system has to be able to, based on the file name, to categorize the different the data itself, the data
So
set.
actually, this is like a one whole day of data. You can see that they really it will always look the same, just that the date and time is different. That's all. This will append every now and then. This is every single data file.
So are we going to read all those files like at once or on some time interval?
It should be like in every 5 minutes interval or less. 5 minutes
And
or less.
then like we should already somehow know which file has been already read, something like that.
No, so actually what I mentioned is if it's possible, right? Let us know and then we'll just because this file comes in every 5 minutes. If you notice, you see it's 4, 4, 5, 4, 10. So every 5 minutes, right? Our system will dump one particular file for this project. Just let us know where to dump this file into whichever folder that you want us to dump, and then I'll just path this file into that folder. Once you tick in, you can just dump the file away. It's okay.
I don't think the dumping of the folder is a good idea because we do not know what kind of folder to create. So we have to base on the date itself. I think still have to base on the value of the file name, which is actually clearer, right?
Because for us, right, our
Yeah.
system
At this
is
point, do not complicate because it will be very confusing. So in any case, right, when your draw file comes with a similar name, it's not able to determine where to dump the respective files into the respective folder. This is very confusing for the system. You cannot do the folder yet, I would say.
but you need to let us to know where to upload the file, right?
Yeah, single location, yes, but
Yeah,
after
single location.
the
We just
sub-tier
put
of the
everything.
folder, yeah, the sub-tier of this folder, it cannot be done at this moment because we still don't know how much the data. When the data becomes like historical data, when you want to archive that one, we can actually look at how to classify the archive. But at this stage, right, for this data, right, you cannot have a subfolder because the system is not able to determine that yet.
For this current system, right, we all dump into this particular
Yeah,
folder.
particular folder, yes, a single folder,
Yeah,
but
yeah, just one
not the
single folder.
sub-level.
Yes.
Not create
Then
another.
we have no. Then we have this program, which actually called the scheduler. This guy will actually sniff into this folder every 30 seconds. We can customize the polling system. Every 30 seconds, he will come inside this folder to see if there is pending files. And then he will upload. If he were to see there's a file, he will just upload. You see? He's willing to pull the data into the database.
Yeah, but you can still use this system, right?
This is currently running on MySQL. This is a data file, if you see.
Yeah. So this one is a separate system, so you can still use this system. We will just show
And
you where to dump this
mm,
information into.
mm,
Yeah, then that will be that ready.
no, yeah, you just let me
Mm.
know where to dump into that
Yeah, correct.
folder, right? That's
So
about
I
it,
mean, not
no?
to confuse, this one is not this one the scheduler, we don't have to worry,
No, no,
but
no,
we
no.
need to give them one single location for the data to be dumped into.
This one just simple
So
example. See,
currently,
when there's a file, then he will pull
Yeah.
the data.
Yeah, so this one not to worry. We just need to give, as we already did. Actually, this is also done. We already have a folder for them to actually throw the information in.
yeah, but currently we are like manually uploading from
Yeah.
client side itself, right?
So this one is the manual process that we are talking about. Also, the administrator has to be able to dump this information, this file, right, from the scheduler that you just saw. So they have to drag this into the respective file that is needed into our system. So that's what she meant.
We're just because the system will automatically churn out the file, you see,
Yeah, you will channel
every
the
5
file, but
minutes.
the manual process that currently we need from Jennifer's side is to be able to drag this when the data is ready, it's coming in, waiting, pending, right? Then they basically drag that file into the respective location that we provide to her.
I think it will be like easier if we upload from the client side itself. At the end, it will be stored in the server, right? So it will
Yeah,
be
but
stored in the one.
I think I want to actually do this step by step. So I want us to basically able to present the data correctly first. Before we look at this is actually a separate thing already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because don't want to do so many things at one time. Just do the presentation of the data correctly. Because right now we have a set of data already. So that one is not presented properly. So now that you know the problem, so we do that one first. So the scheduling, I think there's a better method to do that also. We will determine that later how to actually solve this problem.
Actually, like graph part and project part also like need to be
Yes,
fixed.
correct.
Because like sensors are related to the project and the location, right? So
Yeah. So this
uh,
part we still, Jennifer, we still need the manual process. So basically, once your file is ready, we will tell you a location to dump them. Then you can name the file accordingly. I think that one, not the file correctly, but name the folder correctly. So Summit, we still need to give them a sub level of folder, but that one process is actually later, right? We'll
so
tell them.
for now, like we will continue with uploading the file from the client side
Correct.
itself.
So the sub level of the creation of the sub folder, that one we will advise her later on how to create the sub, and so that the sub, when she create a sub, right, is presented into the system.
There will be only one folder. Everybody dump it
Yeah.
to
So
one
there will
folder.
be the level 1 folder will be one folder. Then the sub categorization of that folder, meaning the subfolder itself, how the system is able to read the subfolder if there's changes based on the storage location, basically. Yeah.
I don't think like system will be automatically able to read subfolder and the files inside those. Like I don't know, like our system is not built that
Yes,
way for the moment. Like,
that's why it's a different system. So we have to think. That's why I was saying that we need to look at this. We need to rethink how to approach this problem. Not at this stage yet, because it cannot be when you create a sub level. Then there's certain field structure that you need to actually create already. So there's actually another application. I would say another process to create, right, on the server location, so that when new things comes in, it has to be able to intelligently able to pick it up from there. So that one is a separate development altogether.
okay. I think like there is a complete rework. Like
Yeah, correct. So
from
is not to look at it for now, because
But sorry, regarding on this, don't forget the reporting as well.
yeah, the
Yeah,
reporting is not a problem.
yeah,
We already have the format,
yeah,
everything done up. We have a
yeah,
printout,
yeah.
already, right? Yeah, so that one not a problem. But the thing
The,
is, the thing is the what you call that? What's that program again, Jennifer?
Which program?
The one that is waiting for pending one, the what scheduler or something like that.
Oh, you mean the scheduler? The one is just like a
Scheduler, yeah.
he actually just pull the data to the database. That's all.
So Summit, the scheduler right now, the scheduler program that she's having right now is able to categorize all the files. So we don't have to think of that, but we probably need to create something done for that when the other application, because there's other instrument that's going to be in this entire, because vibration monitoring is just one of the system, that's all, right? One of the instrument. There are other instruments that will be coming on board also. So we don't have to think of that for now. We just need to focus on the vibration monitoring data for now. But the
Mm.
characterization of that
so
we
the
don't have to think, but it's not a problem that for now, but for later.
okay, so the thing is like if we are going to read the file directly from the server end, right?
Yes, yes.
So
The server
then
clustering is another project which is pending for now. And the next coming project will be on that. So those don't have to worry for now. Lah. This one is to keep. This is actually for this is supposed to be a straight, simple and straightforward project. Basically to present the vibration monitoring project that instrument. That's about it. Because there are going to be many other instruments. I think total about 27 instruments, if I'm not wrong, coming together in one single system.
You'll be actually something like this, because currently
So this is
for
just
this,
one example on how a
yeah,
data is supposed to present, right?
yeah,
But-
because this is solely for the real time now.
Correct.
Although
correct.
there is
Yeah.
different now,
So
but
there's going to be total 27 different instruments with different value data that has to come together.
okay.
Yeah. So as
So,
long as you are
I
clear on
kind
how
of
the data
understood.
is presented, I think that's good for me. Yeah. So Samit, I understand it fully, but I hope you are able to understand.
Yeah. I also kind of understood the like.
Yeah.
These
So this is
things.
very much clear already right now. So we should not have any kind of error coming from here.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jennifer, I think Samit is good with this. I think this meeting is very useful for us. We would
Like
do
I
that.
may I may sometime like message if like while doing all these things while reworking on this part. So if in anything got confused, I may like message. But I
Yes,
kind of
yes, yes.
understood like yeah.
Yeah. So
Things
so
which-
Jennifer, Samit will be able to, like, if he need anything, then we would all communicate in the chat
no,
itself.
no worries.
Yeah. Then you just
Mm.
if you have time because of the time difference also, you just reply to him accordingly as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did do a screenshot for the Excel, right? Previously there. The
Yeah.
sample.
So Samit, this one is being presented already. She has presented it,
yeah.
few weeks ago. Just download because I wanted this live demo so that you are clearer. Because when I see the document, I'm not so clear also. But with the presentation, I'm much clearer. I believe it's doing the same thing to you also.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Jennifer, we are all good. I think we will just need to go and correct and then come back to you.
Can
Yeah. Samit, any last thing to ask? If not, we can just leave it onto the chat itself if you have any query.
Okay, nothing for the moment. But like I think there is going to be some rework. Currently, I am
Yeah.
like assigned to another project in the company. I don't know how I am going to manage the time. Like I think I have to talk with the team. So
Okay, so we will have a discussion later on with
yeah,
Tim
okay.
after this. Maybe yeah. So Jennifer, we are all good. So we
Okay.
we will talk internally on how to approach this and I'll update you again.
Sure.
Thanks
Let
a
me know
lot. Thanks for your
then.
time. Bye.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.
So Samit, you want to call Pimpin in? I think he
Okay.
yeah. Let's discuss this.
It would have been like much easier if I had gotten this sample portal, right? The one Jennifer earlier, like so, like there is a rework.
A rework? You mean a rework?
Like we need to, I think, change from the project level itself, right? So project creating of project part is also wrong. So for what we are doing now is when we uploading the file, suppose the files are having the 13 data, right? So currently what our system is doing is it is creating the 13 project. So this this label is wrong itself, right? So we need to fix from this label, and then we need to fix from graph level. Yeah, so now I understood there will be the one project, and then with hello.
Hello? Right. Yeah, I lost you for a while.
I think you will talk and then
Mhm.
left. Okay, so what I was saying is currently how we are creating the project is a different approach. Like suppose one file is having 14 data, right? Let's assume. So if we upload that file, then currently we are creating the 14 project itself. So this part is wrong, right? So we were at that time
I think it's not wrong, but you would probably need to create. It's actually not wrong.
it has to be like one project, right? So it should not have 13 project.
Okay, so the project is not project now. It's actually the different sensor,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So actually, you're not. What we have done is not wrong, but the categorization. This project become sensor, and sensor become the second level. It's not already
Yeah.
the first level. So your first
Yeah.
level of categorization is the project, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now your categorization is wrong. So
Yeah.
actually, what you did is not wrong. It's just moving this to the second level, and then now there's a new first level coming in.
Yes. There has to be a database design, because there will be project, and then sensor will be linked with the project. Let's say project will be the parent, and then sensor will be the child of that parent, right? So I
Correct,
have
correct.
to
That's correct. That's why.
somehow
Yeah.
yeah. So like the flow we are at, a, a part of our system is right, but it has to be changed from the server level and core level itself. So
Mhm.
it may take some time also.
Yeah, it's actually the data structuring. I think you need to actually look into it. I don't know how your data structuring is being constructed, but you need
Yeah.
to look into the data structuring already, so that
Yes,
you
so
can then
we
look
need to
at
change from
and
that
integrate
level.
it into the respective field that is needed. So I think there is two process you need to do. First, you need to look at the data structuring. Currently, because that one I cannot advise you. What I can see is only the presentation of data. But the structuring of the data is something that you need to look at. But what I understand, it's not difficult, because, like you say, you have already created the child data, the child categorization already. It's just the principal categorization is different now.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the primary and secondary data set that is actually wrong. So you need to restructure, recreate. Yeah, you need to recreate now to have
Yeah.
another
So I
parameter.
need to recreate from here, and in sensor data also. I don't know if our current PVV and PVX flow is there, right? So I don't know if that one is correct or not. Seems to be incorrect. While
Yeah,
looking to our
it will not be correct reading. So that one also need to do.
yeah, that one needs to be fixed also, and then yeah, it's kind of working from the beginning. Let's say it's kind of the rework from the beginning.
Yeah.
So my
But I think
concern is
internally you can
yeah.
also look at it. Yeah, maybe your database engineer can help you a little bit on that. I think you don't really need to. You can take it as a two different set and then put it into together.
Yes,
Yeah.
there won't be the issue in the
Yeah,
database
that will be
level. We can
the,
fix.
the
Yeah, we
sweet
can
thing,
figure it out.
because you will not go and change this, but you will create another one to merge the data together. So that will be an easier approach.
I think we need to change that because like the fields and all those things and the relationship itself will be changed, right? So I think we need to change that. It won't be the issue to we can figure this out. Yeah. So my only concern is like currently Bipin is not here. Like my concern is like currently I am assigned to the another project. So
No
like it is
problem.
our
I think
it is our internal thing, but I will talk to the Bipin. So
you tell him and see what are the time allocation needed for you. I think
yeah.
yeah, I think that one internally you need to discuss.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
there will be okay.
hmm,
So I think we will internally discuss like these things
yeah, but
and
you can
might
assign
guide.
someone to look at it also if someone is available.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, like I will talk to the team at first,
yes,
like
yes.
and
Talk to
then
the
what.
team and let me know what's going on, and then when you can finish this. I think in terms of project perspective, right? This project is actually not complete because there's error here. But nevertheless, I leave the flexibility to you and Binpin, and let me know when you can finish this, because this has been dragging for so long already. I think they are just
Yes,
wanting to see whether we can finish this, and the soonest will be the best. But I think there's no timeline that we are looking at, but we cannot like drag this like too long. We do have the comfort of a little bit more time right now,
yes.
but I think
Actually, from development level, I thought it was already done. So
yes. In
I
fact,
kind of
I
worked
would
for
say
just a week, right? So for this one,
yes. Now that you know the problem, where the problem is, I think we share the same
yeah.
sentiment as well. Yeah, because yeah. So I think on the project management side, you can talk to Binpin, and Binpin can talk to me later on if he's not free.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So
can discuss internally with Binpin and let me know. He will check with me.
okay. So I'll talk with the Bipin and then
Yeah,
we'll let you know. I guess.
yeah. Just let him know that yeah, it's almost like 90% complete already. So you guys decide how to allocate the resource and all that. But I think you are more familiar in this project itself from day one. I think
Yeah.
you should be able to guide the new person. All right. I think we
Yes.
still
Yes.
need you to guide the new person. Yeah, it can be a junior guy. I think not a problem. A junior guy can actually take this, but try not to drag too long on this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll talk with the Bipin and like we'll
Yeah,
let you
yeah.
know.
Just give me a chat on WhatsApp, a private chat to ask Bimpin to send me a private chat.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Samit. Thanks for your
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good
Bye
day.
bye.
Bye
Have a good
bye.
day. Okay.